How's it going, everyone? I want to share with y'all something I find interesting, and we haven't had access to a solid Viced weapon farm since Season of the Plunder, probably over a year ago at this point. So you can already see where I'm going with this, but you can obtain Banshee engrams through a couple of methods, but I found that dismantling random purples gives me an engram just like that. But anyways, okay, listen to me, you really need to get yourself a funnel web. If you don't have one, and I'll highlight why. The Recluse is an SMG that not only did it get stupidly nerfed, but is also a sunset weapon. Death Adder is also another weapon which was basically the solar version of that, and it got removed because you could get this weapon from Prophecy, but it got removed from the game in-world loot, so you can only purchase it from Banshee if he's selling it. And the Ikelos SMG no longer produces Warmind cells, therefore making it useless unless you want Volt Shot, but what doesn't have Volt Shot, Firefly, or Dragonfly these days? There are many other SMGs that are actually worth your time, so let's discuss why Banshee selling Funnel Web is amazing and why you actually need one. So Funnel Web is a void SMG, and if you don't feel like grinding, farming, crafting, or even spending money on the game at all, as this weapon is free, you can get your hands on one. Now, what I recommend you get if you want to play PvE, because I don't really care for PvP that much, you want a small bore, which is more range and stability, flared magwell for stability, reload speed, related things. Basically, that's what we're going for. You also want to get substance if you can, because that gives you basically more ammo when you are killing, and Adrenaline Junkie, where grenade and the kills you get from the weapon itself grant bonus damage, which is really good, and you're gonna do that anyway because it's an SMG. And Vice Stinger, which is the intrinsic perk, basically gives you a chance for more ammo to be returned to the magazine. So it is really good because if you get this weapon with these particular perks, like I said, small bore and flared magwell will basically cover your reload, handling, and stability, and probably the range as well, which for an SMG, regardless of whether you play with a controller or mouse and keyboard, that is really good because you have that department completely taken care of. Now let's talk about ammo. So Vice Stinger, which is the origin trait for the actual weapon, meaning that all the Viced weapons basically have this already built in, make it so that when you do damage or get kills, either or, which is the best part, there is a chance that ammo will be returned back into your magazine as you're firing. Not to mention that Flare Magwell is also a little extended mag, if you will, so you have even more ammo. So now we talk about Adrenaline Junkie, where kills you get with any grenade or this SMG itself, which you will very often because it actually hits pretty hard for what it is, will give you more bonus damage until you basically either step away from combat or it's been a minute, or obviously it's not going to stay there forever. And like I said, substance, getting kills refills your magazine from reserve, only like a couple shots. I think it's like 7 shots per kill. Now when we're talking mod for the weapon itself or an attachment, you can run backup mag if you feel like you need more ammo, although that should not be a problem for you. Minor spec, major spec, I don't really recommend you use boss spec because when are you realistically going to use this against a boss? But things like minor spec or even other things that give you more stats or basically help you, like targeting adjuster and stuff like that, can really come in clutch. And if the masterwork that you get, and this is like a bonus, if the masterwork that you get just so happens to be range, you will basically cover every single department except probably shooting while you're in the air, like airborne effectiveness, but realistically, who the hell does that? Nobody cares, right? So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Again, like I said, small bore, flared magwell, substance, and Adrenaline Junkie. If you get those 4 things on that SMG that you can basically get indefinitely until you're bored and your fingers can't handle it anymore, you got yourself a pretty good weapon. Like I said, I recognize that there are way better options for SMGs, craftable and non-craftable, but for something that is very easily accessible, mind you, you get engrams by deleting weapons. Like you can delete some random purple helmet and you can get a Banshee engram. You get like 2 or 3 of them, and then you go to him, you click on the SMG and you tell him, yo, I want that SMG. He'll give it to you, and then you just do it until you get the perks you want. You know how it is. I'm only highlighting this because it is a really good gun. It's one of the cleaner guns and it doesn't do too much. It's not distracting, and it is a really good tool for basically everything ad clear. It's just a very fun weapon, so consider subscribing. You're literally feeding my dog. His name is Hades and this is him on screen. I will see all of y'all later. Have a good one. Peace out and thank you for watching. Goodbye, everyone.